what is 450 feet long, 75 feet wide, and stands 45 feet tall, has 3 inside decks, and is full of every kind of animal on the planet? Yes, that's right, Noah's Ark.
Hold on here, let's take a short time out to talk about the Ark. To be completely honest, we really don't know how large it was because the dimensions were all measured in cubits. Now, what's a cubit? Well, that's the thing. We really don't know. There could have been 2 different types of cubits that were used to measure the Ark at this time. Now, the first cubit would have been measured from the elbow all the way to the tip of the middle finger here. Just like, whoop, very long. Now, the second one could have been measured from the elbow over here just to the wrist. So that would have been considerably shorter. And we're not sure which one we used, so. Oh, I'm using somebody else. I'm using it, I got it, okay. We're not sure which one we used. So, it's really just kind of an estimate at this point as far as the size of the actual Ark. Got it? Good. Roll it.
It's one of the most amazing stories in the Bible. Huge boat, massive floods, and lots of animals. That was weird. Imagine how hard it would be to build a boat of that size with no power to it. That's crazy! Now, the Bible doesn't specifically say how long it took Noah to build the ark, but some believe that it took over 100 years. 100 years! Now that's perseverance. And Noah was 500 years old when he started. Now, what Noah did for God was really great, and that's amazing.
Hey guys, I'm Pete, and we're here at an amazing place in Petersburg, Kentucky. No, the town's not named after me. I mean, I'd like to say it was, but that would be a lie. And I don't lie. Yet, I digress. We're standing outside the Creation Museum, which is right next to Cincinnati, Ohio. In fact, if you were to go through the entire museum viewing all 52 videos, it would take you over 7 hours. Wow. We're here to meet with Ken Hamm. Ken is one of the leading experts on Noah and how the flood may have happened. And since we're talking about Noah, we figured this would be the place to come. So let's go meet him. Hey Ken, thanks for taking some time to meet with us today. We're talking about the ark, and I heard that you were the man to come and talk to. So how big was the ark?
Well, you know, in the Bible, God actually told Noah how to build this great big boat. And he told him the dimensions in cubits, actually. But a cubit is about the length from the tip of our finger to our elbow, something like that. And so it works out that the ark was almost 500 feet long, about 75 feet wide, about 45 feet high. It was an enormous boat. It was 3 stories.
How long would that have taken to build?
You know, that's interesting because, you know, the Bible doesn't specifically tell us. We would say, you know, probably less than 90 years, and it could have been much less than that.
Okay, with it taking that long, and even though the ark was like that big, how would all the animals have fit? Like, how would they have even gotten there to get onto the ark?
Here's the right question to ask. How come Noah built a boat so big he didn't need to? and the reason we say that is this. See, a lot of people think, oh, Noah couldn't have fitted all the animals on board. He would have to fit all the dogs, dingoes and wolves and coyotes and jackal and foxes and so on. But actually, all of those are dogs. They're just different species of dogs or different types of dogs. You see, Noah took on board 2 of every kind of animal. So he would have taken 2 of the horse kind, 2 of the cat kind, 2 of the dog kind. And so when you work all that out, you realize Noah didn't need to take near the number of animals that we think. That's why I asked the question, so why did Noah build an ark so big that he didn't need?
So what would a day have been like on the ark? Like, what would they have like what chores would they have done? What would there be to do like for fun or games or anything?
Well, that would be interesting. We've often thought about what would it be like being on board Noah's Ark. But you know, they had to care for the animals, and the Bible says that was one of the things that they had to do, and that would have taken quite a bit of work. Can you imagine? They were on that ark for 5 months while it floated, and then another 7 months as it rested on the mountains of Ararat as the earth dried out. Can you imagine being cramped up in that ark for about a year? I would have had to take seasickness tablets.
That really big ark could have seemed really small after a year.
It would, wouldn't it? Even though it was a massive size after a year. And you can imagine, they had to really trust God, didn't they? You think about that. They had to really trust that God was looking after them and taking them to where He wanted them to be. And I'm sure they worked hard. I'm sure that they probably did some fun things as well. But who knows, they may have even had plants on board that they were growing so that they could have tomatoes or things like that, vegetables and so on. So it probably was a lot of work. It probably would have been just like normal day life, but it's inside an ark.
Wow. Thanks a lot, Ken. You really are the man to see. Once again, thank you very much for spending some time with us today, sir.
Hey, our pleasure.